Oh, hey, what's up, gang? It's your boy Gustav. Welcome to another episode of How Daily Household Items Came to Be. Today we're going to learn about the history of staplers, one of the most useful inventions in the office world. They're just like glue that hold things together, except you can't eat them and they're metal. But how did they came to be? Who invented them? And why do staples look like tiny little U's? Well, sit back and relax because I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about these little metal bastards.
Bonjour, amis. I am King Louis XV, the most powerful and handsome ruler of Conseil. And this is my stapler, the most magnificent and elegant things in all of Europe. You see, I had this stapler specifically made for me by the finest craftsman in Paris. It is made of pure gold, and each staple is encrusted with precious jewels and bears my royal insignia. It is truly a work of art. Voila! Look how easy it fastens these papers together. And look how beautiful they look. These are not just your ordinary papers. These are royal decrees that affect lives of millions of people. And thanks to my stapler, they are securely bound and ready to be delivered to my loyal subjects. Here, take this to the people. Tell them that I have raised their taxes by 15%, banned all forms of entertainment, and declared war on England.
Oui, votre majesté. An unknown French artist made the first stapler for King Louis XV in the 18th century. The stapler was a handmade device that could fasten papers with metal clips. Now, I don't know how much of this next part is true because I found some differing information, but let's say that legend has it that staples were made of gold and each one of them had king's initials on them. The stapler could only hold one staple at a time and it was not very practical. But even being a simple machine, it was still a sign of the king's wealth and power because he didn't have to dabble in hot wax unlike the peasants. Anyway, let's move on to the next part of our history lesson. How did staplers evolve from being a luxury item for royalty to being a common item for everyone? Well, it took a long time and a lot of innovation. The real inventor of the stapler was an American named George McGill. Some would even call him a genius who patented a bunch of things in the 19th century, including a brass paper fastener and the press to insert it into the paper. He showed his inventions at the 1876 Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia, where he blew everyone's minds with his revolutionary device. He was like, "Hey, check this out. You see this paper? See this metal thing? Boom." But for some reason, he wasn't the only one who had the idea of making a stapler. There were other people who spent a concerning amount of time thinking about making paper stick together. There was this guy named Charles Henry Gould who got an English patent. There was this other guy named Albert Kletzker who got another patent within the US. And there was a third guy named Henry Hale who got a patent for a stapler that could both drive and clinch the staple in one step. "Hey McGill, your stapler sucks. Mine is better. It does two things at once." Hey, Hale, I can also do two things at once. So that's not that impressive actually, you prick. But none of them could compete with the Hotchkiss company. They made a stapler that could use a strip of staples wired together. That way you didn't have to reload it every time you used it. You just had to push down on the plunger and it would automatically feed a new staple into the slot. It was so convenient and efficient that everyone wanted one. So it became the standard model for office staplers for decades. The only drawback was that you had to smack the stapler with full power for it to work. Then there came Bostitch Company, which also made improvements to the design. And over time it evolved into what we have today. Nowadays, you can buy them at like Staples, the store that sells office supplies and also has the same name as the thing they sell. That's like naming your store bread or shoes or Apple. Wait a minute. Anyway, tell me in the comments whether I should do another episode of this history of daily household items thing or just move on to some other relevant topic. That's about it, sweet people. Oh, and like and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated.